What is going on, guys? I'm Suburban Angling, and today I am happy to announce I am finally off the ice. I am on some open water, actually on one of my favorite rivers, one of my favorite sections of that river, and I got a brand new kayak, which I'm gonna have a review on my channel of soon. I already have that review. I don't know in what order these videos are gonna go out, but if you haven't seen a review of this kayak yet, go check it out on my channel. But if I haven't made that review yet, then stay tuned because a review is coming. Anyway, I don't want to ramble on. I am just way too excited to be out here, but I will let you know. I got a new yak, I got a bunch of new rods and reels that I want to try, new lures that I want to try, and I have never fished this particular stretch of river this early on into the season, so I know there should be fish here. It's a really good spot, and it does have deep pools, which should hold some wintering fish, you know, even fish that are, the fish stay here year round is basically what I'm trying to say. I catch them here in the summer, I catch them here in the fall, spring. They should be here now. Let's get right to it. Let's get on the water, and let's hopefully get some action for you guys. We're on some water, man. I'm happy. It is about, yeah, these shorelines are freaking all 3 foot deep, dude. We're getting some bass today. Dark sleeper. That's what we got right now, son. First cast with this setup. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come here. Let's go. Bag them and tag them. Bag them and tag them. Okay, it's a chunky fish. Smoked the sleeper. So I had one hooked earlier today. He got off. Now we got this one, folks. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let me be a highlight. That's my first smallmouth of the year. March 1st. Awesome. All right, guys. So we measured the fish. We showed them off. First fish. First bass on open water of the year. First smallmouth of the year. First fish on my new rod. That was awesome, right? That was awesome. There's another one, folks. Second one of the day. We're gonna get him right now. Let's go. Smoked it. Let's go. Got him standing. Another little smallmouth. So we're 2 for 3 today. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. He's small, but he thunked it hard and actually put up a good fight. Working this super slack water close to the shoreline. We're probably only in, I don't even know, man. Here, let's get the net. We are in, yep, up to the handle of the net, guys. So we're in about 3 foot of water. Not deep. We're not in a deep hole. It's just slack water. So I want to let you guys know you really don't need to be at the deepest hole in the river to get smallmouth right now. You do not need to be at the deepest hole. Just find yourself some depth, 2 to 4 foot, where the current slows down, and you'll get yourself a couple little chunkers like this. I like it. So that's been a real good, that's pretty much been like the consistent thing that I've caught fish near so far is, hold on, I thought I had a bite for a second. So there's a big boulder right there, and behind it there's a big, you know, slack area, in front of it too, but mostly behind, there's, you know, not even a boulder, but like a boulder pile. I'm trying to focus on my bait here, guys, sorry. But, and then behind the boulder pile, you know, behind me, all of this, it kind of slacks out, and then in front of that boulder pile, it slacks out a little bit to the left, and there's like the main channel to the right, which isn't even that deep. It's honestly, some of it is shallower than this slack water. So, it's just a recipe to get a few chunky bass. There's a bald eagle, folks. First bald eagle for me of the year. Not surprised though, because there's actually a lot of them that live right here. Awesome to see him out though. Got one from a distance, folks. It's a big one. It's a big one. Hit it right. Oh yeah. Stay down. It's a nice fish. Keep that tension. Oh, he's pulling drag. Oh yeah. Oh my God, he is fighting his ass off. Keep that tension. Okay, I gotta get my paddle. I'm sorry, I gotta get my paddle. I gotta get my paddle. Suburban is messing up right now, folks. But Suburban has caught the fish. Ooh. A little bit of a cluster. But we bagged him. But we bagged him. Got one from a distance. See, that right there is why you gotta keep tension on the fish, because the hook's not even in his mouth. And you guys didn't even see me unhook him, right? That's because he was barely hooked. Gotta keep tension at all times, folks. Chunky smallmouth. First one was 15. I'll say the second one was 13 and a half. This one is probably 15 and a half. Look at that. Third smallmouth in the new kayak. We're putting together a little clinic for you guys. Gotta love it, folks. So let's get a release on this fish. Thank you, baby, because you fought your tail off. Get out of here. They like the sleeper right now. Got another one. It's big. No. Okay. Oh, it ripped the jig head out of the head of this. That was another really good fish. Oh, man. He ripped the jig head right. That's why he got off, because the hook wasn't like, the jig head had gotten pulled out like this, folks. Right? I don't know if you guys can see that. So then there was like no hook point really. Here's what we're gonna do. The fish seem to be biting, and I kind of feel like I would have a better hooker ratio if I switched to something with, I'm gonna switch to a little jig. We're gonna switch to a white jig just because of the watercolor. We're gonna do a 1/16 ounce, and we're gonna get finesse with it, for real. So we're gonna throw this 1/16 ounce jig. I would do 1/8. Actually, let's try 1/8 to start, and if it's too heavy, we'll switch to, you know what I mean? We're gonna bust out one of these Strike King baits I got in here. These Rage Ned Bugs. We're gonna put that on this little 1/8 ounce jig and retie. Yeah, these 1/8 ounce jigs are perfect. These are perfect. I need to stock up. I did stock up on these, so it's all good. But like, these have like all the tightrope jigs. See? Because he wanted that jig. And now we're about to bag them up. And now we're gonna, oh my God, my net skills. I'm rusty. Okay. See what I'm talking about? Jig, baby. Gotta bust out the jig. I love this forward rod holder on the Old Town. See, this is why I switched to the jig, because even though I got a crappy hook set on them, that single hook got me the biggest fish of the day right there. So can't be mad about that. Yeah, he goes 16. Let's bump him. He goes 15 and a half minimum, but he seems a lot bigger than that one I caught earlier. So mouth closed on the bump board. So yeah, That's a nice smallmouth, huh? 16-incher on the tightrope jig. It doesn't get any better than that right there, folks. Big smallies like to eat jigs. Okay, so 16.5-inch smallie, biggest one so far this year. It's going back. Bye-bye. Shout out to the tightrope jig, man. Coming in clutch. Let's get some more fish. There he is. On the tightrope jig. Dragging the bottom. Get him in the net. Just dragging a jig. Or just dragging a jig. Oh, he's a long fish. He's gonna still go 16 inches. He's just not a stick. Yeah, that's a good bass. Yeah, man, I'm just admiring this fish. Happy to be back on some smallmouth. Happy to be back on some fish. Open water on the new kayak. Good way to start the year, huh? Alright, I'm not even gonna do this bait. You can't even do that with. Gee, it's gonna break. You mega bass. I like their shit, but I can't see myself buying these again if I don't slay on them. Like if I get the castaic, like if I don't pig out on these, but then like I get the castaics and then I use those in the river and I catch them and it's like summer. We got one on the jerkbait. First fish on the jerkbait. First fish on a 110. It's a tank. Hooked himself all crazy. Okay. We got a jerkbait fish. We got it. Oh no, don't go nuts. Don't go nuts. Don't go crazy. He smoked it on the paws. Alright folks, well we got one on the jerkbait. On the paws. This is it's not my first jerkbait fish. I didn't mean, like if I said that, I hope you don't think that's what I meant, but let's not get hooked now. It's not my first jerkbait fish, but it's my first 110 fish. I've never caught a fish on a Mega Bass 110. I've actually never used one until today, so that's pretty awesome. He's hooked pretty good. I heard these things can come out if you can break pretty easy if you manhandle the hooks. So awesome. That's a nice fish. Not the biggest of the day, but one of the chunkiest ones of the day. One of the healthier ones today for sure. Smoked that 110. It's awesome. They're feeding. Like I caught them on a dark sleeper. I caught them on a jig. I've caught them on a jerkbait. He smoked that thing. Like he had a couple trebles in his mouth. Even though I didn't feel the thump, he hit it on the paws. And then when I went to reel it in, he was there. So that's awesome. Oh, that's a beautiful fish right there. That's scrumdiddlyumptious right there, folks. Let's let him go. On the 110, baby. Let's show you the bait that we're using. I don't even know if I can untangle it fast enough. Hold on. Let me untangle this bait and I'll show you what I'm using. All right, so Mega Bass 110 Junior. Never used one of these before. I don't think you guys have ever seen me catch a fish on a jerkbait in one of my videos. Here we are. Suburban Angling Evolved, trying new things. Alright guys, so I'm all packed up, ready to leave, but I just wanted to show you what I was catching those fish on today and kind of give you an idea of maybe some of the things that you should be throwing when you come out here for some late winter, early spring smallmouth. So the thing that caught me most of my fish and got most of the bites was, of course, the Mega Bass Dark Sleeper. I actually don't know the name of this particular color, but I'll tell you right now, Everyone knows about this lure, river smallmouth fishes, or just smallmouth fishes in general. And if you have not heard of this lure, you are definitely living under a rock. Megabass Dark Sleeper. Go get this lure if you want to catch smallmouth. It catches them in the warm months, it catches them in the cold months. It gets it done. So the other thing that caught me the second most amount of fish, I was actually one of these little jigs. These are 1/16 ounce tightrope jigs. They're basically ultra finesse jigs, but now that I'm looking at the head, I might have not been using 1/16. I was actually using, here we go, a 1/8 ounce head. So 1/8 ounce baby firework tightrope jig. This is ultra finesse jig, works really great with, you know, medium spinning tackle. Obviously, I didn't use that jig just by itself. We also got these right here. These are pretty much gonna be my go-to, not my go-to trailer, but they're definitely one of my top 2 or 3 trailers that I'll use for these little finesse jigs. This is the Rage Ned Bug and Green Pumpkin. You see, it's only 2.5 inches long. I cut off a 1/2 inch of that and used that on that jig, and they make a pretty fire combo. Now, the thing that I caught one fish on before it broke on me, thanks a lot Megabass, which is actually kind of funny because I'm praising this lure right here, the sleeper, and then here I am talking shit about the 110, which is one of their most popular lures. Megabass 110 caught me a smallmouth within the first, you know, 5-10 minutes of throwing it on. Of course, you know what I mean, it had to break the bill and I wasn't able to use it for the rest of the day. And I don't know, I've never really used these before, like I said in the video, so I hope that this doesn't speak for the durability of all of their baits, or maybe I'm hoping this was just kind of like a factory defect or something. But regardless, if I can get this untangled for myself, Megabass 110, that's what I caught all the rest of those fish on. Alright guys, so now that we've talked about the lures and talked about what I was using today, let's talk about how I was catching these fish. So a lot of the rivers here in the Midwest are going to be shallow, and when I say shallow, I mean 2 to 8 foot generally. You don't get a lot of 10-foot plus holes, especially around me. So finding these winter holes is pretty easy, you know what I mean? Obviously you got to fish the river a lot, you got to know the river, you got to float it through multiple sections of it where you can know, okay, there's a winter hole in this town, in this town, in this town, etc. You kind of already know where to go. But like I said, finding these winter holes is pretty easy in these shallow rivers. You just got to find something with 3 to 6 foot of depth, slow moving water, and you pretty much have yourself a winter hole. Today, the bite was really focused on those 2 to 4 foot slack water areas. Yeah, in the video you'll notice I was casting kind of all around, casting in the middle, casting, you know, towards the shore, casting everywhere. But what you can't really tell and you can't really see in the video is most of the areas, like 8 out of my 10 fish that I caught, were all in areas where the current whirlpooled around a little bit or just slowed down just enough for those smallmouth to feel comfortable. Because right now it's really cold, their metabolism is really slow, they're not trying to exert a lot of energy to swim, you know, they're just trying to chill. So, you know, 2 to 4 foot slack water worked good for me today. Obviously that's not going to be where they're at all the time, but on a sunny late winter, early spring day like this, they're gonna push shallow, take advantage of that sun, take advantage of that water heating up, and they're gonna feast. So I hope I didn't ramble too much. I hope you guys enjoyed what I just said, and I hope you guys feel like you got a good bit of information from all of that. I know I enjoyed fishing out here today. I know I enjoyed filming out here today. I really